Though not my favorite small frame softbox, the Aputure Dome Mini 2 is still one that I own and use quite regularly for good reason. We'll get into that and why it's not my favorite model here in a little bit, but I want to clarify that though I do have affiliate links in the description below that would really benefit me if you decide to buy one of these, this video is not sponsored in any way. Well, enough chit chat, let's get down to cases. This softbox is sturdy with excellent build quality, and it also looks highly professional. It's super easy to set up. Simply press the mouth against the floor like this till you hear a click. Do the same thing to a couple of the opposing sides and then press it down completely in a circular motion like this to make sure all of the arms are open. Super fast and easy. Because of this wide bowl shape, it can be a little tricky mounting it to a light which is already on a light stand, so I suggest mounting the fixture on the softbox while on the floor and then putting the whole thing on a light stand. After all, its mini size means that you will probably be working with smaller light fixtures with smaller weights like the Aputure Amaran 60X's, so that shouldn't be a problem. Here's where the problem does come in with these softboxes and where I have been sore tempted to sell it and go to a different system. Closing it down requires pressing back on each of these metal tabs right here. There's about 16 of them. There's not about 16, there is 16 of them. Most of them are a pain to release, like an actual pain. It hurts to engage them, especially the last couple. So you just press towards the center like this, work your way around, and already I'm having trouble. Ow! Ouch! You can see why I really don't like this. That hurt. I've tried releasing them in a star pattern or all the way around in a consecutive pattern. Nothing helps. Your fingers are just going to hurt. If you're keeping this in a permanent studio and not out on the road to shoots, then this will never be an issue. But if you are constantly transporting them, I would highly recommend a different system like the Glow Easy Lock softboxes. Now this softbox does come with a couple of accessories, and I wanted to shoot a quick setup to show you the effect that each of these will have on your end image so that you know what to use on your shoots if you do invest in one of these. All of this is shot with one Aputure Amaran 60X at a 45-degree angle with the Canon C100 Mark II and no color grade or exposure adjustment in post. This is all straight out of camera. I will adjust the exposure on the camera to properly expose, but the point of this is to show how this softbox system diffuses light and what it does to the shadows. So first off, here's just the softbox with the normal diffusion scrim on the front. Gets us that typical gorgeous diffusion look we would expect on the face, shoulder, and backdrop. Next, I inserted this color bounce to see what impact it would have on the colors. Now I shot both orientations with the light set to daylit temp as well as both orientations over a tungsten temp. I'm going to show you these in progression from coolest tones to warmest. Be advised that I did change the white balance on my camera to match whatever color temp I had the light set to, but again, there is no color grading in post. Here is the daylit temp with normal diffusion, daylit temp with silver bounce facing the light, tungsten temp with the silver bounce facing the light, daylit temp with gold bounce facing the light, tungsten temp with gold bounce facing the light. The silver bounce here has very little, if any, color effect in my eyes, whether you shoot with daylit temp or tungsten. It's going to have a similar end effect. Now, it's a smidge warmer in the tungsten, but not by much. You do get progressively warmer tones with the gold bounce, especially on the tungsten light. More than anything, I noticed the effect on the skin tones even more than the white backdrop, which kind of surprised me. How much of this could you get with a simple color grade in post? Probably a lot, but it doesn't take much to set this up if you like the look and really want it in the end. Whatever you can get in camera is best. Next, we add the egg crate grid to the front while leaving the gold bounce in place inside the softbox on the daylit light. Notice how the egg crate grid adds contrast to the image. The shadows are darkened while still maintaining the soft edges that diffusion gives us. Removing the bounce so that is just the diffusion and the egg crate grid gets us this. Higher contrast in image, darker shadows, still a diffused look, but also more of a vignette around the edge of the frame. Both of these make for almost a diffused spotlight look, if you will. Let's look through all of these images quickly to compare the effect that each modifier has on the image. Plain diffusion, daylit temp with silver bounce facing the light, tungsten temp with silver bounce facing the light, daylit temp with gold bounce facing the light, tungsten temp with gold bounce facing the light, diffusion, gold bounce egg crate grid, diffusion, and egg crate grid. So that's what you can achieve with the Aputure Dome Mini 2 and its accessories. I would, however, not recommend this softbox for anyone planning on frequent transportation. Closing it up is literally a pain, as well as more time consuming. I highly recommend it for a more permanent fixture in a studio. I especially like having one of these and one of the Easy Lock softboxes so that I can tell my Aputure 60Xs apart on the Sidus Link app when I need to make an adjustment to just one of the lights. I have them labeled in my app based off of the softbox system that I have on them, so this makes it quick and easy to know which to select in the app to make the adjustment if I only want to adjust one. Well, I hope this video was helpful for you, because though I won't be seeing you in the next video, you're sure to see me rough.